Hello crafty cuties, welcome back to the Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge. You guys are probably ready for me to finish this up. I know it's been dragged on for quite a long time and I've kind of got sidetracked with other things. So I am going to be finishing up decorations on the pages in this video, and the next video that should be up very soon, we will start binding the book, and then we can do any last minute touches after that. Sorry to keep you guys waiting, but that's just kind of real life with me. Today, before we put the tags and journaling cards and layered ticket embellishments onto the pages, I wanted to show you a quick little tip on how I like to speed up pressed flowers and leaves. It's something that's at least worked well for me with most flowers. And I found one of these self-laminating cards that come from the Dollar Tree in my stash of things, and so I thought I would grab it out because I thought it might be fun to maybe laminate a tag that has some leaf on it, or maybe we can just laminate some flowers and see how that looks. So we're gonna get started, and I have a few flowers here, a couple that I've already kind of pressed, which are these ones right here. So they still have the color. They are pretty thin, but that's okay with me. And so basically, you guys might have tips and tricks too, but I am going to press these ones right here. So if you don't want to wait a long time to flatten them in a book, which is what I kind of like to do usually, and just have a bunch on hand, I will take a napkin and I'm going to take the flowers in between the napkin here. These ones are obviously going to be easy because they're pretty small, the yellow ones, but I love how those look. And you'll take off any like leaves that are kind of like dead-ish or, you know, rotten, and put those to the side. And you're left with whatever you want to press. And basically, I like to kind of manually flatten out the flower petals so that they will lay how I want them to lay. So instead of flattened down like this, if that makes sense, I kind of want it to be flattened up open. So I'm just going to kind of bend that down like that. Now there's going to be a lot of moisture in these flowers, and that's what we want to get out. This one will flatten easily. We're going to take this and place it back over, and we're going to just start by trying to carefully flatten with our hands, or if you have like a rolling pin, that would be great. I probably have one somewhere, but I just kind of use the palm of my hand and try to get out any extra moisture that you can, not tearing or anything because we don't want to break any of the leaves. You're going to do this, and if you need to do it a couple times with a few different paper towels, do that. Just get as much moisture as you can out. Now the next step, once you get out as much moisture as you can, you're going to keep it in between a paper towel like it is kind of right now, but one that's dry-ish, and you'll place a really heavy plate on top of it in the microwave, and you are going to microwave it for, I like to do in like 15-second increments. You want to be careful. This is just what I do and it works for me. I've never had any issues. And you will continue up to maybe like a minute, usually is kind of average for me, until it is mostly dry. And I try to do it before it's like super crispy. So I'm gonna go plop this into the microwave. This one doesn't have a lot of moisture, so I'm gonna do that and I'll let you know how long it took. Okay, so I did end up doing it for 30 seconds and I think it's fine now. It does shrink them quite a bit, but not quite a bit, I should say, but it does like shrink them down, I've noticed a little bit. So okay, so I think we're good, and you can make yours a lot flatter. I'm just doing this kind of quickly, and I'm fine with a little bit of dimension, but here's this one, really pretty. And I like the thing I like about this is I do find that it really holds the color in the flower as well. If you've ever pressed a book in between like books, sometimes it will lose the color. There we go. This one's really pretty. Love how that one turned out. These are actually just some flowers for my garden. Okay, so let's go ahead and laminate. I'm deciding. I was also thinking about taking one of the tags. So this is what I did with a couple of the blank tags. As you can see, I already placed a couple of the pretty dried flowers on here. Maybe we'll do this one. I think it might look cool with the washi in the background. And it by the way, it might be loud in the background right now because we're getting our deck redone. Let's see how we like that. No, it's a little too busy. Maybe this one. That's kind of cool. I like the combination. I don't know. Do we like that one? Or let's try one more. Okay, I think I might like this one best. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna try laminating this entire thing. So I'll use a teeny bit, a little strip of washi tape right across here, just to hold it in place. So we will use this laminating card just for the tag. And so you wanna lay it face down on the blank side. And then what you're going to do is, there's a little strip, you take that off first. And then you, oh no guys, it's gonna be loud in the background, I'm so sorry. I hope I don't have to end up doing a voiceover. You're gonna slowly peel this off while pressing it down, and I have a ruler here to help smooth it out. Make sure to get any bubbles out, and then we can go ahead and trim. And then we can go ahead and repunch that hole in just a minute. So let's laminate the rest of the flowers just on their own. I think I'll just do like a little collage of flowers on here. Remember to do face down for what you want to show. Okay, remove the strip, press that down, and then slowly start to peel this up and use a ruler to help smooth it down. So that looks really cool. I'm thinking of maybe putting this on the very first page of the journal and maybe doing like a frame around it. I'm not exactly sure, but let's go ahead now and start placing things into the pages. We already have a lot of decorations going on, so this would be kind of some last minute decorations. So I remembered that I was going to replace any of these tags with other tags. Okay, so I have all of my stuff kind of categorized up here so I can easily see it and it's gonna be easy to pull from. And so, let's see, for this one I'll grab one of these. I think I'm gonna put some handmade paper in here. I'm just gonna rip this down a bit. There, I think that will look nice, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Oops. Thinking about putting one of the ticket embellishments on here as well, but we do already have a lot going on, so I might skip that. But that would look nice on one of the blank pages, so we'll go ahead and, oh, and sorry, this is a paper clip one, so actually what I'll do is I'm going to take, maybe we'll take, no, just kidding. I'm gonna take some of this paper. I think it just looks nice. I'm gonna fold it in half. Place it here. And then we'll use the paper clip ticket holder here. Hold it on like that. There we go. I really like how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and repunch this hole. And then we can place some, I'll just use some of the yarn here. place that through, and then we can use this somewhere. I like the feel of this one, how it's laminated. I don't know why, but I just like the different feel of different textures in my journals. So, okay, so for this one, I think I'll go ahead and pull this tag out and place this one here. We already have a few things in here. And I don't want to forget that I really wanted to use the lace washi on the edges here, so I'm going to go ahead and just start placing some of those on the edges as well. And this comes off super easily, so that's nice. And that is so much quicker than like sewing it on or gluing it and having to wait. I love that. I am definitely going to be using that hack with my lace more often now. And let's see, if we wanted to place it more on the edge, the only thing you would have to worry about is the fact that you will have some stickiness on the edges. So you may want to use a skinnier tape and only put tape on maybe half of your lace. So that's definitely something to think about when you are making it. But that works like that. So I think I'll leave this small piece just in the center how it is. We have so much that we can add. Ooh, I just thought of something. Actually, I'm going to do something instead. So I'm going to cut a smaller piece, and I'm going to use this as a tab rather than an edge lace. So I think I'll actually place the tab right at the top here. Just going to place it on the page in a little bit, and then you can decide how far you want your tab to be hanging off the page. But so it's just a little tab, but I like that a lot. Okay, let's see, maybe I really want to incorporate more of the paper that we made, and so I think I'll go ahead and fold this in half, and I'm going to take one of the ticket embellishments that doesn't have a paper clip, place it on kind of the center here. I'm going to staple that on, and then I'm going to make this just kind of a flap. So I'm going to glue all over. You could make this a pocket if you wanted to, but I think I'll put it on this side right here. So then you can put like a picture here, but then also you can pick this or fold that up and do journaling on the back here, but it's still decorated. And actually, why don't we go ahead and decorate the top of it like this. Kind of finalize the decorations here. Okay. There we go, and that all ties in together because we have the same washi fabric that has the fabric in the background of our little ticket embellishment. Okay, what else? So we have another tag we need to replace. Easy, because we've got it all done. And since we have so many tags, why don't we go ahead and use two. Now I have to remember I have some tags that have beads on the end, and I definitely want to make sure and use a few of those. So I think I'll go ahead and maybe place one sideways here so that I can have some of the beads hanging off the edge. And for this, I think I'll just use a paper clip. I just have one nearby. Dollar Tree has paper clips. I don't think this gold one was from there, but you get the point. There we go. So that's gonna look nice. Okay, let's use more of our washi tape here. Curious if you can rip this. Yes, you can, and I personally love that. Makes it nice and easy. Okay, and then we'll place this right on the edge. But of course you can use this washi, you know, to decorate pages. It doesn't have to just be on the edge. I personally just like that look. There we go. And, oh, that's right, I said I'm going to use this on one of the front pages, so I'll have to remember. So for this page, I think I'm going to take one of these journaling cards that we made, slip it in the pocket here. I may have to trim that down just a little bit to fit, but that's okay. So that'll be a fun spot to use or to do like some journaling or something like that. Let's go ahead and do another tab, a little bit more like that. Just fold it over onto itself. I'm at a weird angle, so it's hard to do that. There. I was at a very weird, odd angle. There we go. I like how little and cute those are. We have lots more we can do here, guys. I'm just like, what? Like I said, I kind of want to leave a few of the pages blank. Okay, so let's grab this one. It has the little paper clip on it, and sorry, I'm thinking as I'm turning pages. We'll put one right here. I'm gonna put this sideways, but I'm also gonna use this clip. Actually, just kidding. I'm gonna I always find it to be a little bit like messy and hard to keep everything in order before it's all bound. Gosh, I'm not sure what I'm thinking here. Okay. Just kidding, I'm gonna go back to here. Let's take one of the journaling cards. I know I didn't ever get to decorating these a bit more, but just kind of ran out of time. But you know what, guys? I did actually take some of my favorites and scanned them. And I did make a little sampler digital for my patrons for June, but I also plan to release some in my Etsy shop. Some scans of the handmade papers and then some of these as well. And honestly, I think they look really cool, so be on the lookout if you are interested. So for this, again, I think I'm just gonna clip this one on. Actually, you know what? Let's use some washi tape. We have so much. We'll use some of this napkin washi. And I'll just trim some. I really hope that you guys learned a lot of different things, a lot of different like techniques and things for journal making, not just Dollar Tree, but in general. And I am so excited to do this again, but with doing a challenge with the thrift store. So basically, I think next time I'll really challenge myself, set a limit, and say that it has to be all things from like a thrift store. But I will say that our thrift stores that have like paper goods are quite expensive. So I don't know, maybe I'll do like a $20 limit, something. I want to do it realistic. So I'm really excited. It might be a month before I get to that, but I will get to it. Okay, so this one, I don't want to forget about this. And so I'm thinking about, I kind of want to have there be a cutout frame to, yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to grab a pencil and trace around it. So I'm going to actually trace on the back so that it's less obvious if I have any pencil marks, I guess. I'm just going to hold it where I want it, trace around, but we're going to cut a frame that's actually a little bit smaller. So that you have like an actual frame around this, if that makes sense. So that's not super straight. I could have made it straighter, but I think it's okay. It's about as straight as me. Wait, what? Okay, so this will be easier if I take all of this out. So I don't worry about it being perfect, but it might look cool if it was like ripped, a ripped look, but oh well. I'm just gonna kind of play around and start with what I think will look good, and then we can adjust, but definitely don't overdo it. Start by cutting like a smaller piece, and you can always make it bigger, but there we go. It's definitely going to be easier to attach this if you have more to work with. I hope I'm making sense. Because see, if we had the same exact size as this, there would really be nothing to attach it onto. Okay, this looks really cool. I like this. Okay, so you can kind of see then what we'll be working with. Okay, so for this, I think I'm going to actually use double-sided tape for this. I find that to work a little bit better with things like acetate. So I'm just gonna line the whole area then with my double-sided tape. So I have this lined with the double tape, and then I can figure out where I want to place this. I did almost forget, you might want to erase your lines. Mine might be under the double-sided tape now, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I will just maybe place washi around the edges. Go slow on this part, make sure you have it lined up how you want it so you don't need to rip things off. That looks awesome, and like I said, now I'm going to take my washi, since I kind of forgot, and actually this I think is going to look really nice anyways. Okay, I have decided to go ahead and also do the front, so I'm going to use some of the fabric washi that we have and line this, and I am loving how this is looking. Since this will be kind of like the title page, I am thinking about using one of these little embellishments. Alright guys, I did have to move to a voiceover because the background noise got to be too bad. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to add music over this because I cannot stand watching crafting videos with music myself. Alright, so I went ahead and placed that little ticket embellishment, and then I'm just kind of flipping through the pages to see what else I can do for last minute touches. I wanted to switch around a couple of the pages, so I went ahead and did that. I love how the frame looks. It's so cute, and I am so happy that I experimented with the laminate cards. I want to make sure that whatever is peeking through is something that I like, you know, for the next page. I want to make sure that it kind of vibes well and doesn't make the frame look too busy. So I take some more of this mixed media paper, cut it in half, or tore it in half, and I'm going to make a belly band. This is something I forget to do all the time, and it is such a simple page decoration. And it's convenient because you can easily slip something underneath and you can make it look really cute. I'm just going to make sure that those are long enough to go across the entire length of the page, and I just glue those together. I totally forgot I wanted to take a piece of washi and put it down the entire center of this, and I wish I would have thought about that, but you'll see later I go back and kind of fix that. I'm figuring out which embellishment I want to place on the middle of that, and as you saw, I closed the front page real quick to see how it would look. So I chose this little ticket embellishment, and I think it says beautiful maybe, or I can't remember what word it says, but I will go ahead now and just staple these down, and usually I sew on belly bands, but again, I'm trying to do this entire journal like really simple with no sewing machine, but I do prefer sewing on. However, I think that a stapler is going to be, you know, just as sturdy and it will work just as well. So now I'm figuring out what I want to kind of place underneath the belly band, at least for now. I'm just going to take this handmade piece of paper, which I just love how these pages end up looking, and slip it underneath. I really like how that looks. Everything kind of jives well together. So what else do we have going on here? I wanted to make sure I was really using up most of everything that I made for this journal, and I feel like I did a really good job without overstuffing it, but I never really try to overstuff my journals just to use everything. I'm going to take this ticket embellishment, just place it on the edge here on this manila folder that's folded in half. They're just such a simple little embellishment to finish off a page. And I had a little piece of the washi, so I want to add another tab here on the side. I am really loving how the beads look hanging off the side of the pages, so I'm going to add another tag here. I did just use a little clip to hold that one on. And when it was getting to be towards the end of this journal, I was just kind of over it, but I wanted to replace this last manila tag here. And so I grabbed one of the handmade tags and place it down. And I really love how this looks, so you can see that pressed leaf through the windowsill. And the last thing that I will show is just a really quick little side pocket. I'm just taking an envelope. I absolutely love decorating plain envelopes. It's quick and easy, and it's, it's something that's actually usable in your journal. And I wanted to cover this one with the handmade paper that I had done the ink smushing on. And I just cut off a very small sliver on one side. I decided I wanted to add a little bit more of the washi just to use it up really, but also just to add a little bit more texture on this piece. And then I'm going to take some of the handmade paper and make a little layered collage-y bit on the corner here. So I glue that down. I'm going to take this pressed leaf. I tear off a couple of the bottom leaves just so that you have kind of a little stem there. And then I'm going to take my glue and glue it straight down. And of course I always talk about loving this glue, but I really, really like it for even pressed leaves like this. I feel like you just need the smallest amount and it really sticks it down, but you can't see it seeping out or anything. I'll just cut off a tiny piece of washi tape and go ahead and use that on the bottom of the stem. And then we have our cute little pocket. I figured I would use the very last tag that also has beads on the end of the strings, slip it in the pocket, just kind of peeking out a little bit, and this one ends up looking kind of like a tab on its own, and I really like that. So I decided to just go ahead and glue down one side of the envelope and then the last side on the right of the page and then the bottom, because then we can use it as a pocket behind the envelope as well. Who doesn't love a good multi-purpose pocket? I'm going to use up the last bits of things around me. I had this tag. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate this very last signature off camera. It's just too noisy in my background, and I'm just going to be following the same things that I've done for the other three. I hope this gave you some ideas for last minute things that you can do to kind of spruce up your journal. In the next video, we are going to bind the pages. That doesn't mean we're done. I always still do a last minute flip where I might add more things or change things around. But we will get the book put together, and I will also show you the full flip through after that as well, so you can see all of the details on every single page. I hope this video inspired you guys in some way. Let me know how you're doing down below, and guys, thank you so much for sharing the links to your Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge videos. If you are posting or you have a new video posted, put the link below so we can all go watch. I have made a playlist, and I probably haven't found everyone's video to add to the playlist, so make sure to send it to me somehow, and I will get it in that playlist so that you can click that and go see everyone else's journals that you guys are working on. They're gorgeous. I'm jealous of all of them. You guys are doing great. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.